Hello guys, and welcome back to Reading Club. Today I'm going to read you the 52-story treehouse, chapter 4, 5, and 6. Chapter 4, Fun with Vegetables, by Vegetable Patty. Big Nose Books. Dedicated to my darling parents. Squashed, but not forgotten. Hi, Vegetable Patty here. As you all know, vegetable fighting is a serious business, but that doesn't mean it can't be fun. Don't believe me? Well, read my book. Boil them. Boil them. Salt and oil them. Crunch them. Munch them. Knock out punch them. Grab them. Stab them. Shish kebab them. Sushi kebab them. Throw them. Mow them. Taekwondo them. Kick them. Flick them. Pogo stick them. Mash them. Smash them. Whip and lash them. Whack them. Smack them. Snap, lock, shack them. Sack them, crush them, mush them, drown and flush them. That's enough, Andy, says Terry, his hands over his eyes. I can't take it anymore. It's too violent. I never thought I'd say this, but I actually feel sorry for those poor vegetables. Me too, I say. It's kind of weird to feel sorry for something you hate so much. I know, says Terry, but whoever wrote this book must hate vegetables even more than we do. You can say that again, I say. Whoever wrote this book must hate vegetables even more than we do, he says. Terry, I said, I didn't mean for you to actually say it again, but I'm kind of glad you did. Why? Because it's true. Whoever wrote this book must hate vegetables even more than we do. Chapter 5, Sleeping Joe. Big Nose Books. So, do you think the book is a clue, says Terry? Does it have something to do with Mr. Big Nose disappearance? Maybe, I say. It was published by Mr. Big Nose, but it still doesn't explain where he is. We need to keep looking. Terry holds up a magnifying glass and continues investigating. Look at this pen, he says. It's huge. And look at this trophy. It's gigantic. Mr. Big Nose. And look at this paperclip. It's massive. Terry, I say. Terry turns to me, still looking through the magnifying glass. Yikes, he says, you're enormous too. No, I'm not, I say, and neither is the paperclip you're just looking at everything through your biggest magnifying glass. Aha, says Terry, another mystery solved. Yes, I say, but not the right one. You're supposed to be figuring out the mystery of the missing Mr. Big Nose, not the mystery of why everything looks enormous to you. Oh, yeah, says Terry. Good point. Terry peers at a large lettuce leaf on Mr. Big Nose's desk. Look at this caterpillar, he says. I think it might be a clue. It's trembling, like it's frightened. Whatever happened to Mr. Big Nose, this poor little guy must have seen the whole thing. If only caterpillars could talk, I say. They can, says Terry. It's just that we can't understand them. If only we knew somebody who could understand caterpillars, I say. Somebody like Jill, says Terry. Somebody exactly like Jill, I say. Yeah, hey, I know, says Terry. Why don't we get Jill to talk to the caterpillar? No, I've got a better idea, I say. Why don't we get the caterpillar to talk to Jill? But that's the same as my idea, says Terry. Sort of, I say, but mine's better. We've got to get this caterpillar to Jill so we can tell her what happened to Mr. Big Nose, so we can find him and remind him to remind us about our deadline so that we can finish this book. That sounds complicated, says Terry. Not at all, I say. It's elementary, my dear Denton. To the Flying Friday car. Up, up, and away. The day we flew our flying fried egg car to Jill's house and nobody knew it was because they all thought it was just a flying fried egg. We land outside Jill's house, or at least where we think her house is. It's hard to tell because her garden is very overgrown. Wow, Mrs. Terry, Jill has really let this place go. Yes, I say. I can't even see how we're going to get in. I can't even see how she would be able to get out, Mrs. Terry. Maybe she can't, I say. I mean, have you seen her lately? No, Mrs. Terry. Have you? Not for a while, now that I think about it. All the times we haven't seen Jill lately. Pet fashion parade. I'm surprised Jill's not here. Excellent fish suit. I'm surprised Jill's not here. Shh. Barky, the barking dog. The movie. People captured by Captain Woodenhead reunion. I'm surprised Jill's not here. Happy birthday, Jill. I'm surprised Jill's not here. Looks like we have another mystery to solve, I say. The mystery of why we haven't seen Jill lately. Yay, says Terry, and I got just what we need to solve it. He reaches into a bag and pulls out 2 safari suits and 2 razor-sharp matchets. He hands me one of each. Thanks, Terry, I say. Don't thank me, he says. Thanks. Thank the Disguise-O-Matic 5000. I grabbed a bag of takeaway before we left. We put on our safari suits and used our machetes to start hacking into the plants surrounding Jill's house. We hack and chop and cut and thwack and hack until finally we find ourselves at the front door. We ring the doorbell, but nobody answers. So we chop and cut and thwack and hack until at last we smash through the door into Jill's house. And this is what we see. They're asleep, I say. I'm surprised the noise. I'm surprised the noise we made chopping and cutting through the door didn't wake them up. Yeah, says Terry, not to mention the thwacking and hacking. We go into the kitchen and find Jill. She's fast asleep, too. Wake up, Jill, I say, shaking her shoulder. Wake up! But she doesn't wake up. She's no waking up, says Terry. I can see that, I say. Shh, Andy, says Terry. You wake her up. That's exactly what I want to do, I yell. But even my yelling doesn't wake her up. We try everything we can think of. Megaphones, gongs, loud. Air horns. Gee, it's loud. Electric guitars, jackhammers, dynamite. But nothing works, not even poking. I say. This is no ordinary sleep. This is what's known in the storytelling trade as enchanted sleep, like in Sleeping Beauty. Oh, I love that story, says Terry, but it's scary when the barn catches fire and the horses are frightened. That's the Black Beauty, I say. Sleeping Beauty is a fairy tale about a princess with a curse on her who pricks her finger on a very sharp spindle and falls asleep for 100 years. But there's nothing that looks like a very sharp spindle here, says Terry, examining the table with a magnifying glass. Well, nothing except this very sharp carrot. But why would Jill have a curse on her, says Terry. I don't know, I say. It looks like we have another mystery to solve. Yay, says Terry. But poor Jill, will she have to sleep for 100 years? Not necessarily, I say. In the fairy tale, Sleeping Beauty is awoken by a kiss. I lean down, close my eyes as tight as I can, and put my lips on her cheek. It's not working, says Terry. She's not waking up. It might be because I'm not a handsome prince, I say. It's usually a handsome prince who does the kissing in fairy tales. Handsome princes. Prince Charming, Prince Lovely, Prince Dreamy. Not so handsome princes. Frog Prince, Prince Not So Charming, Prince Potato. Well, I guess we need a handsome prince then, says Terry. But where will we find one of those? What about that castle, I say. What castle, says Terry. That castle, I say, pointing to a castle on a distant hill just visible through the Jill's overgrown window. Oh, that castle, says Terry. Funny, but I've never noticed it before. Me neither, I say. But it sure looks like the sort of castle where you'd find a handsome prince. Grab Jill, put her in a glass coffin, get the caterpillar, and let's go. Andy, says Terry, there's one small problem. What's that, I say. The caterpillar has eaten our flying Friday car. Chapter 6, Journey to the Castle. Oh, that's just great, I say, looking at the remains of our flying Friday car. How are we supposed to get to the castle now? Don't worry, says Terry. I've got just the thing. He reaches into his bag and pulls out a horse costume. How is that going to help us get to the castle, I say. Simple, says Terry. You put it on and I'll ride you there. Terry hands me the costume. Nuh-uh, I say, handing it back. How about you put it on and I ride you there? I've got a better idea, says Terry, passing the costume back to me. How about we take turns? Great idea, I say, and since you thought of it, you can go first. Thanks, Andy, says Terry, taking the costume. You're a real pal. He puts it on, and we set off. What a lovely day for horse riding, I say. Is it your turn to be the horse yet, says Terry. No, not yet, I say. How's the caterpillar, says Terry. Good, I say. I think it's really enjoying the ride. I sure hope we don't come across anything that would be hazardous to caterpillars on our journey, says Terry. Me too, I say, as an enormous blackbird swoops down toward us. Are birds hazardous to caterpillars? Says Terry. Yes, I say. I reach out to put my hand over the caterpillar, but before I can cover it, the caterpillar rears up, opens its mouth, and swallows the bird in one gulp. Snap. What happened, says Terry. Is the caterpillar okay? It's fine, I say. But that bird is not doing so well. The caterpillar just ate it. I never thought a caterpillar would end up eat a bird, says Terry. Neither did I say. It must be a bird-eating caterpillar. We continue along the road and come to a sharp bend. We hear a loud rumbling noise. What do you think that is, says Terry. I may be wrong, and I hope I am, I say, but it sounds like two steamrollers having a race. You're right, says Terry, as two steamrollers come speeding around the bend toward us. Start galloping, I say to Terry, as fast as you can. Terry looks around frantically. I can't gallop, he says. I'm not a real horse, you know. Then we're doomed, I say. If the first steamroller doesn't squish us flat, the second one will for sure. At that moment, the caterpillar jumps off Terry's head, leaps down onto the road, and starts inching its way toward the steamroller. No, says Terry, putting his hooves over his eyes. I can't bear to look either. I turn away and prepare myself for the sound of a caterpillar being squashed by two speeding steamrollers. But instead, I hear the sound of a caterpillar burping. Brr. I look up, and the steamrollers are nowhere to be seen, and the caterpillar is licking its tiny little lips. I don't believe it, I say. It ate two speeding steamrollers. That caterpillar saved our lives, says Terry. That's weird, I say. I can smell rhinosauruses. Yeah, me too, says Terry. And I can see them, 3 big ones, charging right at us. But before we even have time to panic, the caterpillar rears up and opens its mouth wide. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Wow, I've never seen a caterpillar eat 3 charging rhinosauruses before, says Terry. What about 4 wacky, waving, inflatable arm frailing tubemen, I say. Nope, I haven't seen that either. Why do you ask? Because there are 4 of them blocking the road. Ahead. Oh, cool, says Terry. I love those guys. So does the caterpillar. I say, look at it go. Gulp, 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 gulp. Those poor wacky waving inflatable arm frailing tube men, says Terry. They didn't deserve to die like that. What about those 5 giant mutant spiders? I say. They definitely deserve to die like that, says Terry. Go, little caterpillar, go! Gulp, 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 gulp. It's lucky we brought this caterpillar with us, says Terry. This is the most dangerous road ever. There ought to be a warning sign. There is, I say. Look. Warning, enormous birds, speeding steamrollers, charging rhinosauruses, wacky waving inflatable arm frailing tubin, and giant mutant spiders use this road, so watch out. We walk on. I'm tired, says Terry. Isn't your turn to be the horse yet? Not yet, I say. Besides, we're almost there. Look. On the hill ahead of us is the castle. It's surrounded by a wall of asparagus spears. Jeeves, they've really done with the vegetable theme, haven't they? Says Terry. That's because it's a vegetable castle, says a wrinkled little tomato sitting by the side of the road. A vegetable castle? I say. Yes, it sprouted a few days ago, says the tomato. It's part of Prince Potato's vegetable kingdom. Great, I say. We need a prince to wake our friend here from her enchanted sleep. Giddy up, Terry. Not so fast, says the tomato, blocking our way. You can't go up there. You shouldn't even be here. The castle and its surroundings are for vegetables only. Vegetables only past this point. Burp. And what are you doing here? I say, you're not a vegetable. You're fruit. I am so a vegetable, says the tomatoes. When was the last time you ate a tomato for dessert? You have fruit for dessert. Tomatoes are strictly main course. When you have seeds and you grow from the flowering part of a plant, says Terry, which technically makes you a fruit. You want to get technical, says the tomato, growing quite red in the face. Well, let me tell you, buddy, there's no less an authority than the United States Supreme Court has ruled that a tomato is a vegetable for the purpose of customs regulations. So there. Okay, I say, trying to calm it down. If you say you're a vegetable, then you're a vegetable, even if you do have seeds. Don't talk to me about seeds, spits at the tomato. Cucumbers have seeds, and you'd never hear anybody calling them a fruit. And peppers have hundreds of seeds, but nobody would mistake one of them for a fruit. And what about squash? Seeds all the way through. And don't even get me started on rutabagas. What is a rutabaga? Whispers Terry. I don't know, I say, but I get the feeling we're about to find out. Terry sighs. We're never going to get to the castle. Shh, I say, listen. I say. I can't hear anything. That's my point. The tomato has stopped talking. There's a reason for that, says Terry. The caterpillar just ate it. That's the first healthy choice it made all day, I say. Well, that was the end of this channel. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, Reading Club, and click many likes. Thank you again for listening to my channel. I'll come with new, more exciting channels of the Treehouse series and more. Bye!